Hey guys, this is Rebel Taco, member of the newly named Allegiance Force. May the Force be with you. I wanted to talk about a couple things briefly. Some things that have come up in Discord this week regarding SOPs. Kind of give you some information. Again, try to keep it really brief. Before we do that, though, I'd like to say congratulations to the new Lady of Tarth, Bonnie. She just acquired another SOP for us this morning. After a long battle with the walls of Tarth, we were able to bring it down, and now Bonnie is the proud owner of a new SOP. So congratulations. So let's talk about SOPs. SOPs stand for Seats of Power, and those are all the castles that are spread throughout the kingdom that go along with the castles that we see and read about in the Game of Thrones books and TV show. This one was Evenfall Hall, which is owned by the Tarth family. To find out what SOPs our allegiance currently maintains, if you go down to the bottom right in the allegiance menu, which is the red flag, click on there, and then if you scroll, it'll show you all the SOPs that we currently own. So you can scroll through them. It'll tell you a little bit about each of the SOPs if you click on it. So first thing I want to draw your attention to is the stars. SOPs are rated between 1 and 5 stars. So, for example, King's Landing is a 5-star SOP. Each SOP has a requirement of the number of bannermen you need to have in order to take an SOP. So, the higher the starred SOP, the more people you have to have under you. So, for example, King's Landing, I believe you have to have at least 60 bannermen under you. So, that's usually a T1, possibly even a T2 that has to fight for that. So a T3 or T4 could not fight for one of those SOPs. So let's just take a look at one. So we have here Alpha Snake, lovingly referred to as Danger Noodle. He is in possession of Moat Caitlin. So if you click on it, gives you some information. Again, these stars in the upper right, and it gives you the capacity, troop capacities. So once we acquire an SOP, we need to reinforce it. We need to protect it. So that's the stats on this particular SOP. He has a capacity of 736,000 troops or up to 18 slots. So you can fill the slots 18 out of 18, or you can fill the capacity first. So you can see that we're getting close to capacity, but we've only used 10 out of the 18 slots. Scroll down, you get information on the health of the wall. The wall regenerates over time. So as we possess this SOP longer, that number will continue to go up. If you look down, each SOP can also assign specific titles. So once a person acquires the SOP, they can give titles to their bannermen directly under them. So you can see he's got 3 titles that he can give out, and he's given 2 out of 3 out already. And then at the bottom there is the region bonus. So since we are in possession of this SOP, if you are in the region influenced by the Seat of Power, you will receive these bonuses. So if you're within distance of Moat Caitlin, you can get an increase in your healing speed, forging speed, construction speed, and a march size increase at a Seat of Power. And you can see at the very, very bottom, it says that this one had to have at least 12 bannermen in order to take it over. So obviously, Danger Noodle had more than 12, so he was able to acquire that. If you need to, you can click on View on Map. It'll take you right to it. So if you're assigned an SOP and you're like, I don't know even where it's at, that's where you would go. You'd find your SOP assignment, click on it, and then once you find the SOP, you're going to actually click on the SOP, and now you have buttons here. If you are assigned, you would click on the Reinforce button. I'm already there, so it won't let me, but if I wasn't, it would let me then select my troops and then let me send to this SOP. So a couple different ways to do it. You can either just send directly from where you are at currently in the kingdom. Keep in mind that it may take a while. If you look at, I'm actually 323 leagues away, so that's going to take a long time. Or I can simply port in, drop off my troops, and then port away if needed. Once you insert troops into the SOP, they start a 24-hour timer. Your troops will stay there until the 24 hours are up, and then they will return home automatically. Or you can go in and retrieve them yourself. You can recall them back, or the SOP owner can actually kick you out and send the troops back. So different ways for those troops to come back. But just keep in mind that you will automatically be returned after 24 hours. So you may want to set a timer, and then when it gets close to the 24 hours, make sure you refresh your troops. Send them home, send the new mix back, and then reinforce the SOP once again. You can see this SOP is a lockable SOP, which means in 22 hours and 13 minutes, this SOP will lock. That means it cannot be attacked during the locked time. That way, we do not have to defend it during this time. So once it becomes locked, we could empty our troops out, and it'll stay locked for several days, and then come back unlocked several days later. Each SOP has a different locking schedule. Some of the bigger SOPs like King's Landing can be locked for weeks at a time. I believe some of the smaller ones are only locked for 3 or 4 days. So hopefully this answers a few questions about SOPs. Again, I want to keep it brief. We'll get into actually how to rally an SOP. I think we had some lessons learned today, but hopefully that answers some questions. And again, if you have any other questions, please message anybody on council or just send a message to myself. Have a great day, guys, and congratulations on taking this new SOP.